Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent released video. The first book on this list is called A Pocket Full of Murder. This story is a middle-grade fantasy following a young main character who's trying to clear her father's name. I think this story is so good and so well done. First of all, the world building is so brilliant and it's so fantastic. I truly loved it so much. Second of all, I loved the main character's family dynamics and everything. I think that the main character is Jewish coded, and I loved that representation. It was so good and so fantastic, and it really fit well with everything else that was going on. I loved the plot and the mystery and the friendships and everything about this story. I think this duology is so incredibly underrated, and it's so good. I've read so many middle grade fantasies over the years that you'd think that I've read them all or something, but this book is such a hidden gem. I just really enjoyed every single second of it because it felt so fresh and so new and so well done. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. And then right after that, I read A Little Taste of Poison, which is the sequel, and I loved it so much. I also rated this book 4 stars because I love these characters, I love the world building, I love the friendships, I love the family dynamics, I love the plot. Every single second of this book was so good and so fantastic. I think this series is so underrated. I immediately want to read more by this author. I don't even know what pronouns this author uses. Like, I love this book so much, and I'm so excited to read more, if there is more. Like, this book is so good. It was such a fun adventure, and it was so much fun, but also so deep and so good and so well done. I loved the pacing and the stakes and the plot and the characters and everything. This book is so rich and it's so stunning and it's so well done in literally every single element. I love the writing and the pacing and the plot and the characters and everything. This book is excellent and it's well done and it's so awesome. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's better than the prequel, which I really wasn't expecting. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. And then I read Impossible Creatures. This story is another middle grade fantasy that follows 2 main characters, one of which is from our world, and basically he discovers that the stories that his grandfather has been telling him are actually true, which is so interesting. And he learns this for the first time when he saves a drowning griffin baby, and he also meets a young girl who's on the run and desperately needs his help. I think this book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. This book is worth all of its hype and so much more, and I rated this book 5 stars because I loved it. I love these characters and the plot and the world building and everything about it. Like, it's so magical and it's so wholesome and it's so awesome and fantastic and brilliant. I don't know how Katherine crept inside of my brain and took something out that was hidden, and I think this book is excellent and it's so good. Like, this book is my Princess Diana. You know when people refer to their favorite celebrities as the people's princess or whatever? Like, this book is perfect and it's amazing and it's wonderful and it's so delightful and fun and splendid and so good. I don't think that there's an adjective in the thesaurus that could perfectly describe this book, because I don't think that there's a word that has been invented yet, because this book is fantastic and it's so amazing and it's so well done. I love the characters and the friendship and the world building and the plot and everything. This book is incredible. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 5 stars because it made me cry at least once, maybe twice, and I think it's incredible. So anyway, with that said, I would definitely highly recommend it. And then directly after that, I read The Poisoned King, which is the second book in the Impossible Creatures book series. And I've heard that Katherine plans to write 5 books. So anyway, this sequel was so good and so fantastic. I also rated this book 5 stars because I loved it. I didn't think that it would top the first one because I loved the first one so much. Like I've said before, I've read so many middle grade fantasies that you'd think that I've read them all. You'd think that all of these newer middle grade fantasies would read as like boring or like overdone or something, but this series is so fresh and so new and so well done. I love the pacing and the writing and the plot and the characters and the friendships and everything. This book is incredible. It is so good. It takes everything awesome from book one and makes it even more awesome than it already was, which seems impossible. But it was possible, and it's so good. I'm so excited to continue this series and read the next 3 books because I know that every single book in the series is going to be 5 stars because Katherine is a genius. I love her. Like, this book is excellent. Like, these books are so fantastic and so good. Like, they deserve all the hype and so much more. So anyway, with that said, this book was a really solid sequel. I rated it 5 stars, and with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The last book on this list is called All's Fair in Love and Field Hockey. This story is a YA sapphic contemporary following a young sapphic main character whose entire life has been centered around field hockey since she was younger, only to discover, amongst discovering many other things, such as her sexuality, that maybe there's more to life than field hockey competition. I think this book is so fantastic and it's so good because I love the concept of a young main character being defined by something, one thing, her entire life, and being so pigeonholed on that thing and having like logical reasons for it, but then taking a step back and realizing that maybe there are other things to life. I don't know if any of that made any sense. Sometimes I start a sentence and it veers off, so I feel like I have to go back to the original start, and I have trouble sometimes getting back to that and still sounding consistent and eloquent at the same time. But anyway, I thought this book was so good and so fantastic. First of all, the sapphic romance was so cute and so adorable and so well paced. I loved her relationship with her brother so much. That was so awesome. And I loved the exploration of queerness. The plot was excellent. The writing is so good. I'm so excited for Kit's next book, which I believe comes out in July, and it's called maybe Buried Feelings or something like that. Anyway, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. So in conclusion, I think that this is the last recent reads video that I'm going to film in December, even though these are not the last books that I will be reading this month. It's just that I'm going out of town in the next 2 days, so I don't think I will have the time or energy to film another recent reads video before then. You know what I mean? Even if I do read more books in the next few days, December ends in like 4 days. So that's fun. Today's the 27th. So anyway, in conclusion, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope this video helped diversify your bookshelf. In 2026, I will be continuing what I did in 2025, which is to share diverse book recommendations all the time and really encouraging people to read diversely more and more and more. So anyway, in conclusion, if you enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the apple emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!